Right now, we bring you the final part of our Badger Honor Flight series. Why for one Vietnam vet, he had to face a different type of war coming back to the States. Also, commemorations took place all across the nation today. We show you how veterans were being honored. And another difficult loss for the Wisconsin Badgers. Andrew shares those highlights. That's all coming up at 10. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. And before we get to all of those stories, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. And Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us on the weather patio. Gary, what's it like out there?
Jalen, it's a little chilly out here, but certainly warmer than it has been the last few nights, and temperatures are actually going to hold nearly steady overnight because of cloud cover. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. We had sunshine this morning, but the clouds came in by about noontime, and we had mostly cloudy skies through the afternoon. Even a couple of sprinkles of rain across parts of the area, but most areas stayed relatively dry. Here in Madison, because of the cloud cover, high temperature only hit 44 degrees. Janesville is at 46, 47 in Boscobel, one of the warmer temperatures around. Milwaukee hit 50, but as we take a look at current temperatures, they're still in the upper 30s to lower 40s, mainly around 40 north and east of Madison, a little colder up to the north, but these temperatures will probably hold nearly steady overnight. Here in Dane County right now, it's 42 degrees in Cross Plains, 42 in Waunakee, also 42 in Oregon. Look for temperatures to hold nearly steady, right around 40 degrees overnight. A few places might dip into the upper 30s. Otherwise, we'll look for a warm-up beginning tomorrow and lasting through at least the first half of next week. I'll tell you how mild it'll get in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, definitely looking forward to that. This week, we've been saluting our Wisconsin veterans with some stories from the last Badger Honor Flight of the year. Our Brayden Ross and photojournalist Jim Abraham were invited to join the one-day trip to Washington, D.C. alongside 88 veterans. Tonight, as we celebrate Veterans Day, Brayden is here with the last story from that day, and it's a special one. Brayden.
Yeah, tonight I'd like you to meet Mike Sullivan. He, like many Vietnam veterans, wasn't welcomed home with open arms when he finished his service in 1968. But now, more than 50 years later, Badger Honor Flight is giving him the welcome home he deserves. Take a look.
And the one guy came back from the Army and says, get in and get out as quick as you can.
Mike Sullivan remembers it all.
My draft notice said report on St. Patrick's Day. Can you imagine doing that to an Irishman?
Get him talking, and it doesn't take long before he's right back to where he was 50 years ago, boarding a train to basic training in Alabama.
I never knew where I was going, and I didn't want to go to war.
He remembers volunteering for military funerals while he was there, how it opened his eyes to the toll the war was taking on families.
We get on the bus and go all over to people's funerals. And I did the 21-gun salute. And then they blowed taps. It was tough.
He watched as loved ones buried their dead, young soldiers not unlike himself, until the call came for him.
I didn't think I was coming back, burying all those boys, and they're all boys, 18, 19.
He was off to Vietnam to fight in a war that at 19, he didn't even fully understand.
It took us 50 hours in the air, but I was in no hurry. I figured if the plane crashed, I was probably more likely to survive that than Vietnam.
Mike landed in Vietnam in February 1967.
You get over there, and you're scared to death. Somehow you turn that fear switch off, and then it doesn't come back until about 30 days before you're ready to go home.
He took his friend's advice, got in and out as quick as he could.
If I don't think about the war, the bad parts, all the bad parts, there was a lot of it that I enjoyed over there. I enjoyed some of the people. I enjoyed being in the country.
A year after he arrived, Mike got his orders to go home.
One young rebel climbed up to lower the American flag to half-mast.
They told us that there was problems. Told you you'd probably be better off not to wear your uniform on the airplane coming home.
In weeks, Mike went from Vietnam to working on the UW-Madison campus at the center of one of the most active anti-war cities in the nation.
I started having nightmares, and it wasn't from Vietnam. It was from what I returned to.
He was still working for the university when a bombing at Sterling Hall killed one and injured 4 others on campus.
That's more like war than it is protesting.
At the same time, he was dealing with the aftermath of a war that was still claiming the lives of his peers.
My mom's best friend, son Butch, that was a little bit older than me. We both went over at the same time, and I came back and he didn't. How hard is that?
Years later, things are different. Instead of hiding his service, Mike wears his Vietnam veteran hat proudly.
I like wearing my hat because I like to meet other Vietnam vets.
So when the opportunity came to join 87 other veterans on a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Washington, D.C., it was a no-brainer.
I always thought I'd like to see the real wall and go look up my mom's friend's son. It's emotional. And it's everything today has been like that.
But after a long day of sightseeing and sharing stories, he never expected this.
It wasn't what we came to home to.
50 years later, Mike Sullivan finally got the welcome home he never had.
Just the people that took the time to make us feel good and give us a welcome we never had.
And that's something he'll remember forever. I want to thank Badger Honor Flight again for letting us tag along on the trip and giving us an opportunity to share these stories. If you'd like to get involved in supporting a future flight, you can find all the information you need at badgerhonorflight.org. And one last thing, it's not just Veterans Day we're celebrating today, it's also Mike's birthday. So from all of us here at News 3, thank you, Mike, for your service and happy birthday.
That's awesome. Happy birthday, Mike. Meanwhile, today, Veterans Day was observed across the country to honor military service members. Events at Arlington Cemetery being held on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, marking the end of World War I on this date in 1918. Earlier in the day, in a more intimate setting, President Biden spoke to those who served and to those who lost loved ones who served. It's an issue that's close to the president's heart. His son, Bo, was exposed to toxic burn pits while serving in Iraq and later died of brain cancer.
I know how hard it is for you. I know the black hole that leaves in the middle of your chest. It feels like you may get sucked into it and not come out.
According to the Defense Department, there were more than 2 million service members last year and nearly 18 million living veterans, according to the Recognized Veteran Service Organization. And right down the road, 70,000 plus packed Camp Randall, hoping to see the Badgers bounce back against Northwestern. Our Andrew Banster was there and shares the highlights.
Yet, Jalen, in this game, highlights were kind of hard to come by. After Wisconsin scored a field goal on their opening drive, they wouldn't score again until the game's final 30 seconds. That's not going to win you a whole lot of ball games, especially in the Big Ten. Late in the first quarter, Wildcats on 3rd and long. Benton Bryant hit as he throws, rears back and drops a dime on A.J. Henning for the score. Northwestern piled it on from there. They took a 24-3 lead into half and never looked back. Wisconsin goes on to lose their 3rd straight, and here's Luke Fickell on the 24-10 loss.
That's embarrassing, and I take the blame of it and not having guys ready and not in any phase of the game. So it's not a whole lot that you can be said or I can say. I'll answer questions, but it's very difficult trying to figure out where we are and what we need to continue to move forward. But we're going to have to do that.
And coming up in sports, we'll take a much deeper dive into the devastating loss and what it means for the future of this program.
Andrew, thank you. New at 10, multiple people were injured in a crash involving an ambulance early this morning. Just after 5:30 along John Nolan Drive at East Olin Avenue, a News 3 Now crew arriving on the scene saw an overturned ambulance and a severely damaged car. Police say paramedics were transporting a patient when the driver of the other vehicle drove through the intersection and struck the ambulance, causing it to overturn. All 3 people in the ambulance were taken to the hospital. The driver of the other vehicle was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the driver may have been under the influence or drugs or alcohol. Still ahead at 10, Gary is back with another check of your First One forecast. Plus, today was the final day for this year's Dane County Farmers Market on the Square. Hear from vendors. That's up next on News 3 Now.
Congratulations! It's a new sewing machine from the Electric Needle. It's more accurate than older models and has hassle-free threading. Plus, it comes with free unlimited owner's lessons. Find sewing success at the Electric Needle. Frontage Road off Seminole Highway.
We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month, free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
We've got our vision and so much to choose from. But with free design services, our budget and our time are well spent.
At Floor & Decor, with a wide selection of products all at everyday low prices, creating a space to match your taste has never been easier. Discover Floor & Decor today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Who's always behind the scenes helping parents and caregivers find quality-rated childcare that fits their family's needs? DCF. We're your trusted source in support of quality childcare. Learn more at qualitychildcare.wi.gov.
Congratulations! It's a new sewing machine from the Electric Needle. It's more accurate than older models and has hassle-free threading. Plus, it comes with free unlimited owner's lessons. Find sewing success at the Electric Needle. Frontage Road off Seminole Highway.
News 3 Now. First Warn Weather is taking you beyond the barometer. Email your weather-related questions to firstwarn@wisctv.com, and our team of meteorologists will give you the answers on News 3 Now, live at 4.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
As you can see behind me, it was a winter wonderland sight at Olin Park as the lights have been turned on for the annual holiday fantasy in lights. Now in its 35th year, the lights will be up for the public to see for the next 7 weeks to visit and enjoy. If you're wondering how it started, well, it all started in 1989 at Warner Park with just 11 displays, and now it has grown to feature more than 50 displays at Olin Park every year for the community to enjoy.
Just being able to give back to the community and watch the joy on the people as they come through and enjoy the lights that we give back to the community.
If you're looking to get out and see the lights for yourself, they will be on from dusk till dawn until New Year's Day. When some things start, others come to a close, and today, Saturdays on the Square has officially wrapped up for the Dane County Farmers Market. Each year from April through November, the DCFM hosts hundreds of Wisconsin produced agriculture products, making it the largest producer-only farmers market in the nation. Featuring over 200 local vendors, it has become a Wisconsin staple for well over 50 years. Although it has come to a close, organizers are already excited for what's to come next year.
Is very meaningful to our life and our livelihood. We come to this market nearly every Saturday throughout the year, doing the winter markets as well. So yeah, it's very important.
And if you're interested in checking out those winter markets and getting some local produce, you're in luck. The Garver Feed Mill will once again be hosting the late winter market that runs from January until April. Although it was a chilly morning, longtime locals amongst many other Wisconsinites attended the Heartland Farm Sanctuary's second annual Fall Festival. A fun-filled day for the entire family to enjoy. The event offered visits from rescued animals on the farm, some local food options from the Stoughton area, and plenty of games. It's an event that organizers would like to see become a staple in the Stoughton area. Although the Fall Fest is over, the Heartland Farm Sanctuary is open for tours year-round. To find out that, just head to their website. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast with the meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti.
Jalen, it was a quiet day today across southern Wisconsin, but on this day, 83 years ago, on November 11th, 1940, we had the infamous Armistice Day blizzard that affected much of the Midwest. Low pressure developed in the southern plains. Actually, it developed a couple of days earlier off the Pacific Northwest coast, went through the Seattle area and took down the Tacoma Narrows suspension bridge, blew it down with 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, caused the bridge to start oscillating, and then it just fell apart. But as the low pressure system got into Kansas, we were on the warm side of the storm initially as the low tracked almost right over La Crosse. So we had mild southerly winds, at times gusting to 60 miles per hour. Temperatures were in the 60s in the morning, so duck hunters went out on the Mississippi River for the Armistice Day. It was on a Saturday, and then look what happens. The storm raced to the northeast, winds shifted around the north and northwest, temperatures dropped 30 to 40 degrees in just a couple of hours. Many duck hunters on the Mississippi River were found frozen to death as the blizzard howled through much of Iowa and Minnesota with over 20 inches of snow up into upper Michigan. Winds 50 to 80 miles per hour in that storm, up to 27 inches of snow in parts of Minnesota. And again, over 24 duck hunters were frozen on the Mississippi River because of that storm. Now, our weather picture for tonight, a little more tranquil. This is from Boston. Deborah Schuma in Boston sends us this beautiful picture of the fall colors. Submit your weather photo to us at First Warn weather app, and you can also send it to firstwarn@WISC-TV.com, and we will select a photo to show on the air every day. The Madison Marathon is tomorrow morning. Temperatures will start out around 40 degrees at 7 a.m. with partly sunny skies. By the time we get to about noon, when a lot of the racers are finishing up, temperatures will be around 53. Sunshine should help, and it'll be windy as well, especially as we head toward the latter part of the morning. And those mild winds will give us temperatures above normal for much of next week. Highs will be in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees for the first half of the week, and still lower 50s to upper 40s as we head through next weekend. Those temperatures will all be above normal. By Tuesday of next week, we'll drop to about 42 degrees. But that's what our average temperature should be at that time of year. Tonight, we've got some light snow in northern Wisconsin, a few light rain showers to the south. There was a sprinkle or two of rain over southwestern Wisconsin. But three things you need to know. Tomorrow will be windy and sunny, also milder with highs in the upper 50s. It'll be dry for much of next week through next weekend. And again, high temperatures in the 50s to around 60 for much of next week. Planning your day for tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. Again, we start out around 40 degrees. Skies turn mostly sunny. Those winds pick up out of the south. By 9 a.m., we're at 43 in Madison. By noontime, 51. Temperatures in the mid-50s over southwestern Wisconsin. Look for high temperatures in the upper 50s. A few places could be close to 60 degrees. Plan your day across Dane County. High 54 in Pine Bluff, 54 in DeForest, and 53 in Marshall with mostly sunny skies. Here in Madison, look for high 57 degrees with south-southwesterly winds gusting to 25 miles per hour at times. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures well above normal for most of next week with dry conditions. Maybe a shower perhaps Thursday night into Friday morning, but the better chances of rain will come after next weekend. So at that point, we'll be looking at temperatures a little bit closer to normal, but nice to have dry weather and mild conditions too this time of year.
Especially compared to what people have seen in 1940 for the Armistice Day blizzard.
And, you know, also on this day back in 1911, there was a tornado in Janesville that killed 9 people, followed by snow just an hour or two later. There are Springfield, Missouri and Oklahoma City to this day have the record high and record low on the same day because of a cold front that came through and spawned the tornado in Janesville. So.
And Springfield and OKC aren't that far apart either.
No, they're not.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, still to come, Wisconsin volleyball was on the road at Penn State tonight. Could the Badgers keep it rolling? Andrew's got that much more in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dear Detour, when life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Get $1,000 cash back on Tundra when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota. Let's go places.
A 33-year-old woman has fenders and a new headlight installed on her bike. But the parts are badly designed and cause her to crash. She never walks again. She decides to hire Habish & Rotier, and she receives $14.5 million. The Habish team negotiates with the headlight manufacturer in Germany, the fender company in Hong Kong, the fender designer in Madison, and the bike shop in Seattle. It is literally the opposite of one phone call and a quick settlement. Habish, & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Salonpas, makers of powerful pain relief patches for 89 years, believes in continuous improvement, like rounded corners that resist peeling, with an array of active ingredients and sizes to relieve your pain. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul or tow just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough. And it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Now lease a built Ford Tough F-150 STX for $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need, because they're a part of them, because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County doesn't just build homes. We build financially strong families. Habitat Homes, financed through affordable mortgages, allow hardworking families to break the cycle of poverty and invest in their futures. Your support changes lives. Please donate today.
And here's your weather for this holiday weekend.
Holiday weekend?
There's a high-pressure system coming from the north.
I haven't even done any shopping yet, though. What am I going to do?
Hey, buddy. Make it easy on yourself.
Holiday scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery are here, with prices ranging from $1 to $20 and top prizes up to $100,000. With so many games to choose from, it's easy to find gifts for everyone at your local lottery retailer.
How do you like that?
Dear Detour, when life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota trucks.
Get $1,000 cash back on Tundra when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota. Let's go places.
Wisconsin's loss last week to Indiana felt like the ultimate gut check. That moment when you realized that this Wisconsin team that had such high hopes and Luke Fickell's first year just might not be who they thought they were. And then today happened. Wisconsin scored a field goal on their first drive, and then it all fell apart. Northwestern leading 7-3 early in the second quarter. Ben Bryant on the play action. He fakes the pass and finds the end zone himself. Northwestern takes a commanding 14-3 lead at Camp Randall, and then midway through the second, Wildcats on 3rd and 6, where they were brilliant today on third downs, and Bryant airs one out and connects with his man Cam Johnson for the touchdown. And believe it or not, that was basically the game. Wisconsin loses a heartbreaker. 24-10 is your final score. Zach Hanley was there to capture the pulse of a team that feels like they've hit rock bottom.
It's embarrassing. That's how Luke Fickell described what Wisconsin put on tape against Northwestern. Hunter Wohler called the performance soft. No matter how you slice it, the Badgers are looking for a lot of answers after their third straight loss. The big one, who's in and who's out with 2 games left.
We're going to have to be one day at a time, one practice at a time, one moment at a time, and find a way, you know, with the guys we got, the guys that want to be here and the guys that want to do it, to push forward.
I mean, I want to know who has a big give factor on this program as well. So yeah, I'll be paying attention to all that.
Guys got to look inside themselves and find out who they really are, and if they really want to play this game and if they really want to be a part of this team, because this is not what I came to Wisconsin for, to be completely honest. This is miles different from what I grew up watching.
I am truly passionate about this place. I love this place with everything that I have, and I've given everything that I have to this place. And I think what Coach is looking for is for people to emulate that kind of mentality, to truly care and to buy in what we're doing.
Make no mistake about it, this is rock bottom. And the only way the Badgers can get out of it is if they play better, Or like Wohler said after the game, somebody needs to tell people to stop screwing around, stop going through the motions, and play. Otherwise, get out. At Camp Randall Stadium, Zach Hanley, News 3 Sports.
And down to Whitewater, where the Warhawks hosted UW-Eau Claire in their season finale. And this one was the Tamir Thomas show. Second Warhawks play of the day, and Tamir Thomas, he's going to go all the way to the end zone. Thomas finished the day with 191 yards and a trio of touchdowns. So on the next drive, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. UW goes right back to their bell cow, and he's off to the races. The Warhawks as a team finished with 492 rushing yards, and they dominate Eau Claire 59-0. They finish as the WIAC's runner-up and await their postseason fate, which will come out tomorrow. But you know what? Even if the football team lost, at least we've still got volleyball, right? Well, they're 23-1, and the Badgers had a big test tonight against Penn State. Wisconsin on the road in a top 20 showdown. Bucky took the first set before Penn State took 2 straight, which leaves the Badgers in a must-win situation. And win it out, toss it up to Carter Booth at 6'9". She puts it where no one can touch it. Badgers staying alive. But then Penn State on match point. The serve to Sarah Franklin, who can't handle it. And an absolute stunner. Penn State knocks out second-ranked Wisconsin in 4 sets, and the Badgers lose their second match of the year. To the NBA, where the Bucks were down in Orlando playing the Magic. Third quarter, Giannis drives, and look at this one. How about that? The spin move and a poster. You can't draw it up much better than that. The Greek freak doing freaky things. And then later in the game, Paolo Banchero spot up 3, gets it to go in the bottom of the barrel. The Magic go on to win this one and win it big. 112-97 is your final. Tough day in Wisconsin sports. Obviously, the Bucks, volleyball, big win for Whitewater. But getting back to the Badgers, it's, you know, I think kind of like I said, it's you thought last week was really bad, and then you got to this week. It's a team trying to find their own identity, and they'll really figure that out next week at home, hosting Nebraska, and then their last game of the season at Minnesota.
One of the things that my coaches used to tell me growing up is great teams are led by their players and not so much led by their coaches. And it's good to see that guys are stepping up and saying something. Obviously, you want them to say that to their teammates as opposed to the media. But now that we're getting to the later parts of the season, hopefully they can come together as a group and finish strong for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see exactly what happens. Luke Fickell in his press conference said, like Zach said, we want to find out who wants to be here, which was kind of a mysterious thing. It's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out over the next couple weeks. But I also want to remind people, not the start we're looking for out of Luke Fickell and his era, but there's a lot to like in the future, and let's just try to be a little bit patient with this Badgers team over the next few years.
For sure, for sure. All right, well, thank you, Andrew. We'll be back with more after this.
The moms have a brand new show.
Are you having a great time?
I'm Mom So Hard Ladies Night. Saturday, November 18th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
Okay, so I'm not sure I could even talk about this, but US Cellular has a new deal where you can get literally any Samsung Galaxy for free.
You're so right. That's a totally awesome deal.
And it's just in time for gift giving season, too.
My business sense says that's a great deal.
I'm gifting mine to my son.
Excuse me, it's work. Talk to me.
What a boss.
New and current customers can get any Samsung Galaxy free. Get the gift of connection at US Cellular.
At Informed Choice Insurance Agency, we're proud of our 5-star reviews.
My agent Matthew explained everything about Medicare and the needed supplemental insurance. He took the time to show me several different plans and the plus and minuses of each policy.
Andrea was amazing, from her knowledge to her presentation to her skills in navigating complicated and intimidating waters. I cannot emphasize enough how much she helped me and my family.
Need help with your Medicare or Marketplace health plans? Get 5-star service at Informed Choice Insurance Agency.
This Veterans Day, as we pause to honor all of those men and women who have served our country, we at Steinhoffels would like to stop and thank our employees and their family members who have sacrificed for our country. This Veterans Day, please join us in honoring all of those who have served this country by saying thank you.
Drum roll, please. It's Champion's Factory Direct Sale. Don't miss these year-end savings. Champion replacement windows are 30% off.
That's a great deal.
Our windows come direct from our factory to you.
No middleman.
No markups.
Get factory direct pricing 30% off. Plus, book your free estimate by Black Friday for an additional $70 off every window. Hurry, this factory direct sale won't last long. Call or schedule online at getchampionwindows.com.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
WISC-TV salutes our heroes on Veterans Day.
Finally tonight, 4 iconic toys have made it into the National Toy Hall of Fame in upstate New York. This year's inductees are Cabbage Patch Kids, baseball cards, the Nerf ball, and the Fisher-Price Corn Popper. This year, the Fisher-Price Corn Popper was a special 4th inductee in honor of the Hall's 25th year. It won by a popular vote out of 5 forgotten finalists. The Toy Hall of Fame is a strong national museum of play in Rochester, New York.
I was not one of the voters for the ball popper.
I've never heard of a Nerf ball. Maybe I'm showing. Have you heard of a Nerf ball? I know Nerf, but like the footballs.
That's what
I think. Yeah, that's where. I mean, they just kind of came into being when I was growing up. You know,
Yes.
Nerf basketball and football.
Going into the story, I thought of all the toys that was going to be on there. I wouldn't know the Nerf ball, but that was the one where I was like, I've
Never heard of
seen
a
that
Nerf
before.
But I mean, all the other Nerf balls, the footballs and such.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have a corn popper too, or not?
Yeah, everybody had one.
Right.
And everybody
Check
wants
out
to
the
get
weather
rid of it.
before we head on out.
Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Skies are mostly cloudy. Temperatures right now are in the lower 40s. They'll stay pretty steady overnight.
All right, well, sounds good. And thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you for making it a great evening.